Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Here we are again. We're going to do a mat workout with a towel. So grab any bath towel you have at home. We're going to start laying down on the towel. So if you have a foam roller at home, you can also use that. I'm just using a towel because a lot of people don't have foam rollers at home. So we're going to start by laying on the towel. So it's right underneath the spine. And just make sure your head is on it. You don't want your head hanging off. Your tailbone can be off because the towel might be shorter, so it might just hit up like right where your spine begins. And we're going to start with some snow angels. So flip your palms, so your palms are facing up towards the ceiling. And then glide those arms up towards the head of your mat. And then bring those arms down by your side. And just keep snow angeling as you breathe. And you don't have to breathe in any particular way. And also just notice what's going on in your body today. Notice any balance or imbalances. Any extra tightness. And then leave your arms up towards the top of your mat so your arms are in that Y position, and just let those arms sink into the floor as best you can. Turn your head from side to side, getting a little neck stretch as you go. And it's always interesting just to see if one side has more range than the other. I often find that looking towards my left has a lot more range because when I'm driving, looking over that shoulder. And leave your face to the left. Do more snow angels with your right arm. And then let that arm be still wherever it lands. Turn your face towards the right. And more snow angels with your left arm. And then leave that arm wherever it wants to be. Bring your face back to the ceiling. We'll move into our W and Y stretches. So reach those arms back up into your Y position. Bend your elbows. Pull your arms down into your W. Try to keep those arms heavy. Your arms back to your Y. And W and Y. So with these, I want you to pay attention today to keeping your shoulders in one place. So pull down into a Y and just notice those shoulders are low, they're away from your ears. Try to maintain that as you reach up into your Y. In other words, as you're reaching up into your Y, you don't want your shoulders coming with you so your shoulders end up by your ears. All right, so try a few, just being mindful of that. Shoulders staying down as the hands reach, as the arms reach.
So cool. A month ago, I couldn't.
Yeah, right? Well, we've been doing a ton of the shoulder work, so good job. And then hold your next W position and keep those shoulders down. We're going to do that one standing, so just remember what it felt like. Turn your side to side again. And then leave your face to the left and do W's and Y's in with your right arm. Again, keeping that shoulder where it should be. Let that arm rest wherever it lands. Bring your face to the right and do the same thing with your left arm. And then let that arm rest. Bring your face back to the ceiling. Take your hands to your shoulders. And now you get to let those shoulder blades move wherever they want to go. As a matter of fact, I want you to find the fullest range of motion you have. So let those shoulder blades, or let those shoulders creep up towards your ears. And then see how much you can slide your shoulder blades down your back. So as Katrina likes to say a lot, first, we want to find mobility to find stability. I know we did them in backwards order today, but you guys have been working on these so hard lately. So you can't have stability without mobility, and you can't have good mobility without good stability. That sounds like an inspirational poster. We should print that up, Mark. All right, bring your
It's
arms.
a picture of Katrina.
With a, yeah, hanging from a tree branch, like the kitten poster.
President.
As you exhale, use those low belly muscles to rock your pelvis towards you. Slowly roll up that spine, up into a bridge. Nice high, tall bridge. And then keep those hips as high up as you can for as long as you can as you come down. They will start coming down, but just keep resisting them up, 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 up. But eventually they're gonna have to come down. And exhale, rock your pelvis towards you again, roll it up. And bring it down. Two more bridges right now. Good. And roll down and rest. So for a change of pace today, we're going to roll over to our sides and come up to standing with your towel. So up you go. This is my standing cam over here. Okay, take your towel, and we want to have a nice long log, if you will, but we want it to be longer than what we were just laying on. So have your towel like this and then roll it up, sort of so it mimics a TheraBand. And then you're gonna hold on to the sides like this. So typically after we do those bridges, we start doing ribs arms, which is that exercise where we reach our arms overhead, you know, reaching, keeping the rib cage down. We're gonna do the same exact thing, only we're standing. So find your neutral spine position. So your spine is in all of its natural curves, or all the curves it should be in. As you exhale, narrow through your rib cage, letting that rib cage come on down as your arms lift up. And just like when you're laying on the floor, you might not get them all the way up over your head. So wherever you can find that point where you can still keep your ribs down, that's how high up you're gonna go. And then bring your arms down. And exhale, arms up. Watch those shoulders. Keep those shoulders in place. Don't let them go with your arms. You can pretend the floor is right behind your back. And you can, I bet you can imagine what it feels like to press your rib cage into the floor as your arms go up. All right, last one. We're gonna leave our arms up there. You might wanna walk your hands a little bit wider. We're gonna do those W's again. And we're gonna go behind our head. So as you pull your arms down into a W, your towel's gonna go behind your head. It doesn't have to go far. And then leave your shoulders down as you reach that towel up. And bend. And up. I guess this is a little different than the W's because our arms aren't coming in quite as much by our side, but similar enough. Good, few more. If you want to pull on that towel a little bit as you're doing these, you'll get a little extra heat in there. And last one, Bring the towel down in front of you. Roll out your shoulders, and you can roll out your head a little bit. All right, bring the towel back up over your head. Doesn't have to be perfectly over your head, but somewhere up there. Stand up nice and tall, and I want you to lengthen through both waists. So try to find as much space between your hips and your ribs. All right, and a lot of that is just in your imagination, but it will work. So lots of length there. What's that? You want me to switch here? Oh, okay, I'm gonna switch this way. All right, cool. All right, so then what we're gonna do is side bend to the right. So first lengthen up, and then don't crunch that right side. You almost wanna think about diving up and over something. Keep your left foot reaching into the floor. And then your left arm is gonna pull on that towel. Your right arm will resist as you come up to center, shoulders drop, lengthen up, and then dive up and over your left waist. And then same thing, the right arm is gonna pull a little bit more than the left arm to bring you back up, and go again. Keep thinking about diving over something rather than shortening up in the side you're bending towards. One more time. Back to center and lower your towel down. Roll out your shoulders. We're gonna do some squats. Don't worry, they're not intense squats. But if you cannot do squats because of your knees, you can sit this one out, or you can modify by barely going down. So just work within your comfortable range. So the towel's gonna be out in front of you. And as we squat, the towel's gonna come down. No, I'm sorry, I got that backwards. As we squat, the towel's gonna go up. And then press through your heels, come up to standing, the towel will come down. And up. And down. So again, these are not deep, deep, deep squats, but work within your comfortable range. You want to keep those belly muscles pulling in to support that low back so you don't get into an arched low back. 2 more. And last one. Good, stand up, roll the shoulders out. Next up is some lunging. So let me see, I'm gonna do it I'm gonna do it towards you guys. All right, step forward with actually we're not stepping forward yet. Stand parallel, and your towel will be out in front of you just like before. Keep those shoulders back, and then take your right leg forward, bend into that knee for a lunge, and then press that leg or press that foot into the floor to come back. And then the left leg. And the right leg. And you can go down as far as you feel comfortable. Well, as far as you feel, I don't want you to feel comfortable. I want you to feel challenged, but I don't want you to feel like you're hurting your knee at all. Belly muscles in, shoulders down. Last one to each side. Good, and come back up. Okay, last one standing. Let your arms rest a little bit. All right, this one, you're gonna take your right foot forward, your left leg back. And then you're gonna shift your weight into your right foot, bending that right knee, and then pressing that right leg straight so you can pick the left leg up a little bit or a lot, and then come back down. And we'll stay to that side for a few. Forward with a bent knee, and then press that right leg straight as you lift the back leg. And down. Belly muscles in so you don't get any of that crunching. So as you can see, this one's a lot of balance work. All right, we're gonna switch to the other side. All right, so start in a nice wide stance. Bend the front knee, start shifting your weight totally into that left foot, right foot, sorry, wrong side. And then straighten that front leg as you lift your other leg up and back. Front foot takes all the weight and then straightens and back. Two more. And last one. Good. Come on down. Roll out those shoulders and you can come back down to your mat. You don't need your towel right now. All right, hands behind the head. Do a couple pelvic rocks so you can find center. Nice heavy tailbone, nice light low back. As you exhale, lengthen through the back of the neck. Rib cage softens down to the floor. Upper abs engage. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. And release down. And up. And release down. Remember when we were doing the side bends and I talked about you want to imagine that you're bending up and over something? Think about that here now too. You can imagine a ball laying right here on your chest. Or I'm sorry, a little bit lower than your chest. And as you curl up, you want to lengthen and then lengthen first and then dive up over the ball. You're not going to actually get very far. But try to find that length feeling before you lift. On this next one, stay up. Reach your arms long. Come up a little bit higher. Hands back behind your head and come down. Lift. Reach. Come up higher. Hands back. Come almost all the way down, but not quite to the mat. Exhale it up. Reach. Up a little higher. Hands back and down and up. Reach. Come up a little bit higher. Stay there. Stay light in your feet. Strong in your abs. And pump your arms. If you need to support your head at any point, you absolutely can. Just a little bit longer. Press those arms strong. And then hands behind your head. Bring it down. Good, now for long. Right shoulder up and over towards the left hip. Keep that right hip heavy. Come almost to the mat, but not quite. And up and over to the other side. And down. We're staying stable in the lower body. So it's everything from about your belly button down as we're moving in the upper body. Everybody reach your left shoulder towards your right hip. Right arm down long by your side. Press that arm. Imagine the air is really thick and dense. And then bring that left arm up and over. Tap your right hand. Left hand back. Right hand back. Come almost all the way down, but not quite. Twist to the other side. And the left arm is going to press. The right arm reaches up and over. Almost down to the mat before you go to the other side. Last one. Come all the way down. You can take your hands out from behind your head and take your towel. And we're going to squeeze it between the knees. So try to make the biggest object you can, or the thickest object you can make by folding it. And it doesn't have to be big. Place it between your knees. If you need to walk your feet in a little bit, that's fine. And then lighten the feet, roll up into a bridge. Squeeze that towel the entire time. And roll it down. Keep squeezing. And up. Wherever you're at on this next one, stay up. Keep that squeeze, and then we're gonna dip the right hip and lift it. You might not be able to go down as far as usual as you're squeezing this towel. Try to stay even in the feet, even in the shoulders, even in your squeeze. Always find that nice tall bridge in the center. And roll it down. Keep the squeeze. Roll it up. And now keeping that nice tall bridge, we're gonna shift the hips towards the right. You're still squeezing, shift the hips towards the left. So again, your shifting might not be as large as it is when we do this without the towel. And then back to center. Come all the way back down. You can take the towel out. Pick one knee up to tabletop and then the next. Bring your hands behind your head. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. We're gonna keep the head, neck, and shoulders here as we tap the right foot down long towards the floor and bring it back up. Left leg down long towards the floor, bring it back up. As the legs move, the pelvis does not. Nor does anything above the pelvis. Everything's staying still, except for your breath. And last one. Bring those legs to tabletop. Take both hands to the right knee. Extend the left leg long and switch and switch. And I want you to try to get those legs as far away from each other as you can without moving in the pelvis. So find the stretch in that long leg. Find the stretch in the bent knees, hip. And then hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch and hold. Keep the length in the back of your neck. And switch and hold. Bring your hands behind your head. Pedal your bike. Again, the legs are moving, but everything from the pelvis up is still except for the breath. Reverse it. And then right into the crisscross, left shoulder, right hip, left leg long, and switch. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch it. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it in. Hug those knees towards your chest and rock side to side. All right, find your towel. And we want to have it in that nice long roll so it's mimicking the TheraBand. Then we get a treat. Hamstring stretches. So take the towel, loop it around your right foot, reach that right leg towards the ceiling, square your hips, relax your shoulders as much as you can, and then lengthen that left leg down on the floor. If you're a hyperextender or a knee locker, just have a slight bend in your knee. Push into the towel with your foot, but pull the towel towards you with your hands. And then release that. See if you have any more stretch. And again, push into the towel, pull with your hands without hyperextending the knee, of course. And then release that. See if you have any more stretch. One more time, press and pull. Release. And then find your hamstring stretch and just hold it there. Take your leg over your midline a little bit. You want to keep the right hip down on the floor so it's not moving far. And you will find a good stretch in there. So just hold on to that one. And then bring that leg back up to center. We're gonna open it out to the side a little bit. It's hard to grip the towel with just one hand, so you don't have to go out as open as you do with the TheraBand. Just gonna get a little bit of an inner thigh stretch. And then bring that leg back up to center. You're gonna bend the knee and pull that right knee in towards your chest. Reach that left leg as far away from your right leg as you can. Hug your right knee towards your right shoulder. And then hug your right knee towards your left shoulder. You can let the right hip come up. But try to bring the right shoulder blade on the floor. So your shoulders are looking right up at the ceiling. And then come back to center for just one last little stretch there. And release. Bring that right foot to the floor. Bring your left leg up and loop the TheraBand around. You can see how I've been teaching with the TheraBand for almost.
It's the TheraTowel.
The TheraTowel. What year? Oh, 2020. Yeah. So I've been teaching since 2005. Sometimes those words slip in. All right, square your hips. Relax your shoulders as much as you can. Find your hamstring stretch. Don't hyperextend that knee. And then press your foot into the towel. Pull the towel with your hands. Release it. See if you have any more stretch. Ooh, I got a lot on that one. And press and pull at the same time. Release. See if you have any more stretch. One more time. And then bring that leg back into just a not too intense of a hamstring stretch, or you don't want to be at your max, but you definitely want to feel a stretch in the back of those legs. And then cross your leg over your midline. Remember, your left hip stays down. And then bring that leg back to center, open it out to the sides, just as far as you can go while still keeping that right hip down and still being able to hang on to your towel. And then bring that leg back up to center. Bend that knee into your chest. Hug it in. Try to reach those legs as far from each other as possible. They're in a fight. They're not speaking to each other. They want to get as far away from each other as they absolutely can. And then hug your left knee towards your left shoulder. And then hug your left knee over towards your right shoulder. Let the left hip come up, but then bring the left shoulder blade back to the mat. Back to center for one more stretch. And then you can release that leg on the floor. Take your legs nice and long. It's roll up time. Feel free to slide the towel underneath your low back if the roll up, if you haven't quite gotten the flexibility in your spine yet to come up smoothly. Reach your arms overhead. Legs are nice and active. And remember that diving up and over feeling, we're finding it here as well. So you can imagine a great big ball sitting on your lap. And as we come up, we're coming up and over. Ready? Exhale. Dive up and over your lap. And then stack your spine up so you become nice and tall. Roll down. And roll up. Stack it up nice and tall. Roll it down. Stack it up and stay. Find your towel. Hold it in front of you. And then we're going to twist to the right, bringing our right elbow back with us and pressing our left arm away from us. And come back to center, nice and tall, shoulders down, twist. So you're pulling with your left, pressing with your right. One more time to each side. Good, then lower the towel down. And we're going to go on to the belly. So towel up towards the top of your head. We'll use it in a little bit. And then take your hands right underneath your forehead. They're going to be a little pillow. All right, upper body gets a little bit of a break right now, except when I say that, it doesn't mean the abs get a break. I just mean the upper body is not going to be moving much. The lower body, though, we're going to wiggle the hips side to side. Find center. Exhale and engage through those belly muscles. So you want to pull your belly button up and in towards your spine. You'll feel your pubic bone press into the floor, and you'll feel a little more length in your low back. That's the position we want to be in before we move. Reach along through the right leg, lift that right leg up, and bring it down. Reset your pelvis. So belly muscles up and in, pubic bone down, lengthen your low back, lift your other leg up. And down. Now I want you to try to keep the position of your pelvis, your pubic bone, and your low back the whole time. If at any point you feel like you've lost it, just pause, find it again, and continue with the leg lifts. The tricky part is engaging those belly muscles, not just on the exhales, but keeping them engaged on the inhales as well. All right, and pause. Let go of your abs, let them just release. And then we're gonna find them again. Belly muscles pull up and in, pubic bone presses down. We're rocking our pelvis into the mat. Low back lengthens a little bit, lift both legs up. Flex your feet, tap them for 5. And point, 5 again. And flex. And point. Keep the belly muscles in, the pubic bone down, and the back long. And then you can rest those legs down. Wiggle your hips side to side again. All right, upper body's turn. We're gonna do the same exact thing with our abs, belly muscles in, pubic bone down, low back lengthens. Then at that point, find length through the crown of your head and lift your upper body up off the mat. And bring yourself back down. And again. Keep going. And I want you to try to keep those belly muscles engaged the whole time, not just on the exhales. On this next one, add in your legs. So lift them up. Control everything down. Three more. And rest. You can wiggle your hips side to side again. Find center. Now we're gonna reach out and grab our towels. And rest your forehead on the floor. If you have another towel or a little pillow or anything to put your head on, you can, to protect your nose. So we did W's and Y's while we were lying on our back. We did W's and Y's while we were standing. We're gonna do W's and Y's here as well. And kind of like the standing ones, we're not gonna be able to get our arms quite down to the point where we did when we were laying on our back, but it's still the same type of motion. So you're holding that towel, just like before, everything engages. Belly muscles pull up and in, pubic bone presses down, low back lengthens. Lengthen through the crown of your head, lift through those legs, lift through those arms. And then you're gonna bring the towel, you can just come down towards the crown of your head and then reach it up. Shoulders stay in place the whole time. Try to maintain the abs even when you're inhaling. It's not easy. Two more. And rest down. You can rest your forehead on your towel. Arms out to the side for scarecrow. So they're out to your side in a cactus position. If you need to see what that looks like, just take a quick peek at your screen. And then we want to maintain the straightness in our wrists. So no bending the wrists when I tell you to lift the hands up. When I tell you to lift the hands up, it's the hands and the lower part of the forearm coming up too. All right, I'll talk you through this one. Once you find the pattern, you can go ahead at your own pace. And I probably won't cue the abs as much anymore because we were talking about that a lot already, but still important. Engage them before every time you lift. All right, hands up. Elbows up. Reach through the crown of the head, neck, and shoulders up. Keep those shoulders in place. Reach your arms long, just like we did with the towel. Bring those arms back, just like we did with the towel. Head down, elbows down, hands down. Hands up. Elbows up. Head, neck, and shoulders up. Reach. Pull your arms back. Head down, elbows down, hands down.
Keep going. So much to think about on this one. But even more, as you lift your head, neck, and shoulders, we're also gonna lift the legs. And reach, pull it back, head down, elbows down, hands down. Belly muscles engage, hands up, elbows up, head, neck, and shoulders up, legs up. Reach, pull it back in. 2 more times. Engage your belly muscles, hands, elbows, head, neck, and shoulders, legs, reach. Head, elbows, hands. Last one on your own. And then rest. Take your towel behind your back. So it's, well, depending on how long your arms are, that's where your towel is gonna land. You're holding it, so you have a grip on the towel, your palms would be facing up if they were open. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears. Roll your shoulders towards the ceiling. Glide your shoulder blades down your back. Pull on your towel and lift from the upper arms, the back of the upper arms, lift up. Keep those shoulders away from the mat. Your chest is nice and open, lower down. So we're not lifting the head yet. Shoulders up towards your ears, shoulders up towards the ceiling, shoulders down your back. Pull on that towel, press your arms up towards the ceiling, backs of the arms especially, and down. This time we're gonna add in the head. Shoulders up towards your ears, shoulders up towards the ceiling, shoulders down your back, pull on the towel, press up, lengthen through the crown of your head, and lift into extension. Come on down. Everything at once can come down. And again, find those nice active shoulders, press your arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen your head and lift. You can also add the legs if you'd like. 2 more times. And you can press yourself back into a child's pose, nice wide knees. Find length in your waists and walk your hands over to the left. So we're not crunching in that left side. We're keeping the length, but we're then diving to the left side. Keep your right hip back. And I walk it back to center. Find the length through both sides. And over to the right. Left hip stays reaching back. Come back to center. And we're going to come down onto our right side to do some shoulder circle or arm circles to give those shoulders a nice treat for all the work they've done today. So on your right side, knees are bent. Top arm reaches towards the ceiling and then reach it as far in front of you as you can. Reach, 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 letting your back open towards the ceiling. And then swoop that arm behind you as far as you can so your chest is opening towards the ceiling, and keep going. Nothing in your lower body has to stay still, stacked, or aligned. And on this next go around, I want you to find the place where you get the best stretch, wherever that might be. And then you can close your eyes or soften your gaze, and we're gonna do 5 deep mindful breaths, just holding that stretch. And then we'll reverse direction.
So if you remember which way you're going, go the other way. If you don't remember, just move your arm wherever it wants to go. Once again, find the spot where you get the best stretch. We're going to do 5 more breaths. Up next is the number 4 stretch for either leg. So if you get there before I do. Coming onto your back, you can choose whichever ankle over the opposite knee. Just remember which one it is, so later you can do the other one. And then release that and just flip over to your other side. Top arm up nice and high. And then circle it as far forward as you can get it. Circle it as far backwards as you can get it. Find the place where you get the best stretch and hold it for your 5 deep breaths. Reverse the direction. Find the best stretch. 5 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, roll to your back. And take your other ankle over your other knee and then bring the lower leg towards you. And gently come out of that stretch, roll to your side, put yourself up to sitting. And we have one more shoulder stretch before I let you go for the day, for the weekend. All right, right arm up. Left arm loops up and around underneath. Take your palms together. Elbows are going to turn up as much as they can as the shoulder blades are going to lower down as much as they can. Make sure you're sitting tall on those sits bones. And then tuck your chin towards your chest. And release it. Other side, left arm up, right arm loops around underneath, elbows up, shoulders down, sit up tall and tuck your chin towards your chest. And release, roll those shoulders out a couple times. They always want more of that. And you guys are done for today. Katrina will be here this afternoon, but if we don't see you, have a very happy 4th of July. And we'll be back on Monday. Stick around if you have questions. Mark switching the cameras over. All right, I'll just roll it around.
We're getting better at that.
We're getting our process nailed down.
I got a question for you while we're waiting for anybody else who might.
Go for it.
The roll up, I'm sorry, the bridge.
The bridge.
My bridge has been getting stronger, but I always wonder, once I get beyond where am I, starting at the bottom is my abs. And then my feet get involved. Now I'm up high. What am I doing with my abs? Am I still holding them? Or
you are still holding on them, but you are coming up into extension. So that is a harder position to get your abs to engage, and it's going to be more the transverse abdominals. So the transverse abdominals are the abs that like go around you like a corset.
Yeah.
And
where
when
the
you're
six-pack is?
no, actually the six-pack
They're more on the side.
They're more, it's like a big band. And they're actually the important ones. They're the ones that hold our, the stable for the spine and everything. The six-pack abs are the rectus oh my gosh, I forget the name.
Rectus femoris.
No, that's the leg.
Yeah. Rectus abdominis.
Rectus abdominis.
My 6th grade PE teacher, Coach Gonatos, would be proud.
Cover that one. So those abs, I'm gonna move the camera down so people can see. Those are like, they run from the bottom of your rib cage down and towards your pubic bone. And they're the ones that do this action.
Right.
And as a matter of fact, if you don't also engage your transverse abdominals, which we do in Pilates when we're talking about the low belly muscles and the pelvic floor muscles, and we cue it in all different ways because people hear it differently. If you're only ever using your rectus abdominals, yeah, you might get a six-pack, but you're not going to be protecting your low back. So, long story short, six-packs, I don't think are all that good.
Unless it's full of IPA.
Exactly.
12 ounces at a time.
Exactly. Unless a six-pack is good, but the transverse abdominal muscles have to be strong too.
Looks like everybody headed for the hills fast. MJ's
I
still
know.
here.
Well, holiday weekend coming up. Hi, MJ.
Hi, quick question.
Go for it.
We do have classes on Monday?
Yep, we'll be here.
Okay, so no long weekend for you, huh?
No, we're actually going to be here from now until Monday the 13th, working our little titties off.
I bet you are.
Not going to recognize the studio.
You're not going to recognize the studio. It's coming along amazing.
Okay.
It's so exciting.
I'm looking forward to it. I've got
Cool.
an appointment with Holly for the 21st.
Yay. Awesome. So exciting. All right. You take care. Have a really good 4th of July.
And you. Bye.
Bye.